Hi everyone, Jade here again. I just wanted to talk to you about early morning waking. I've had lots of people ask questions about early morning waking lately, and I guess one of the biggest things that I'm noticing is there is some major structural issues in the daytime that tend to lead to the early morning waking in the early hours of the morning. Now, there's two kind of things that can cause the early morning waking. Sometimes a child can have not enough day sleep. They get to bedtime, the cortisol's too high, they release adrenaline, and then they get to that low drive to sleep period in the early hours of the morning. And basically, what happens there is the hormones are so imbalanced that the little one can't sleep at that early hours of the morning period where that sleep drive is very low. The other thing that can happen is they can actually have too much day sleep. Now, this is actually really common when your little one is ready to drop a nap. So, somewhere between the 6.5 to 8 month mark, they'll drop the third nap. Somewhere between 14 months through to 18 months, they'll drop that second nap and go to a one nap plan. And then sometime after 2.5, maybe even up to 3.5, they'll drop that nap altogether. Now, if you hold on to that nap for too long, what happens is they do get to that early hours of the morning, and if you can imagine sleep filling a cup, so it starts filling the cup at the beginning of the day. Now, if your little one has too much day sleep, you get basically the cup is too full by the end of the day, bedtime settles fine, and then you get to the early hours of the morning and they've got no drive left because they've used it all up in the day and they've had all the sleep they need, and it's presenting like early morning waking, but it's not really. So what really needs to happen in that situation is they need to actually cut some of that day sleep out and maybe even a whole nap, or for that final nap, just cut it down gradually over time. But if the problem is that there's not enough day sleep, it's a bit trickier. So you have to start working on resettling for the naps. And when I'm talking about resettling for the naps, you don't have to get them back to sleep. You just have to teach their body that they're supposed to continue to sleep. And it takes time. It could take a couple of weeks to get a nap working properly. So persistence is the key there. So when we're talking about early morning waking, it's always the last thing to change, okay? So basically, you need to get the structural things right first, and then that will come after, and it will take lots of persistence, because remember that early morning waking is at the period of the night where the sleep drive is at the lowest, okay? So basically, you need to fix everything first, early morning waking will come last. All right. Thanks, guys.